And today's Arcade to Amstrad is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is one of the greatest games ever made. 1981 when it was released. There was other games in and around that time, which I would class as classics: Space Invaders, Scramble, Phoenix, Galaxian, what we asked, Frogger. Those sorts of ilk of games. And for me, it made arcades fun to go into because there was such good variety. Now, Donkey Kong is not my favourite game. Wasn't one of my sort of go-to games. I was more of a Galaxian and a Phoenix person who loved those sort of games. But I do understand that it is, one of the best, if not the greatest, arcade games ever made, really. And it's a good challenge now. It's got good variety and it's tough as nails because it's quite unpredictable. So yeah. By far, one of the greatest games ever made. And here is the Amstrad version of Donkey Kong. Pretty standard loading screen there, and then when you move over into the title screen, you think, yeah, this is arcade quality title screen here. This is very similar to the arcade. Can they move it now over into the game? So once you start the game, you see same palette, same level design, full screen, smooth graphics, smooth, fast graphics, and I think it might be slightly faster than the arcade, but that could just be me. And the same, it's got decent music, decent sound effects. They've done a fantastic job here, and the toughness is spot on. Now, I did play this when it was released. I think it just slipped under the radar for me because of how good a quality of port it was. Because I'm looking back at this now, I'm playing this now straight coming from the arcade version, and it is brilliant. It plays just the same. It is a fantastic port, and if anybody can get a copy of this and add it to your collection, I would do so, because I think this is probably the best arcade port on the Amstrad. And here are the scores for Donkey Kong on the Amstrad. Graphics 89%, great choice of palette, full screen, and graphics which are close to the arcade and move really well. Sound 81%. Sound effects are very close to the arcade. The little ditties which play in the background are very similar to the arcade. Very, very good indeed. Playability 89%. The toughness is there and it plays just like the arcade. It really does, and it's quite smooth as well, which obviously helps. Overall 88%. Graphics, palette, sound effects, music, presentation. It's got the lot. It is probably one of the best arcade ports on the Amstrad.